Good morning, afternoon, and or evening, depending on where you're at in this fine world we live in. This is Friday here with Wolflink0370. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, and good afternoon, everyone. And as you can see on our title screen, the modifier for today is Assured Swords, as Ralen is fighting for his tournament life here in Group J. This is Losers Round 2 to Game 2 between AmazingAmpharos and Ralen Tankir.
Indeed. Should be a fun match. These guys have had some interesting trips through the brackets. They're both actually the third and fourth seeds in Group J. Both took on and defeated Hugh Bliss, the second seed in the group. Ampharos, and both of them went 2-1 against the number 1 seed Doomtap, but weren't quite able to finish him off. So then they ended up here meeting in the final round of the group. This could potentially decide the group. However, if it does require Game 3, there will be one on Friday.
Indeed. So we do have a... Sorry.
No, go for it.
So, like we said, we have Assured Swords as our modifier here, so we are going to be starting with the Fighter Sword, as you can see in our title screen. And that is the choice that Ralen has made to hopefully sway things in their favor. So combat will not be an issue this seed, it looks like.
Yeah, it's interesting to see with the Assured Sword strats, whether someone's going to just go straight into the escape and get that taken care of. Having that early sword makes it quite more easy to do so. And a lot of people like to start Uncle anyway.
Yeah, we should be getting off here in a second.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Let's get ready to rando. Okay, that was spontaneous. I probably should not do that.
So people are wondering where those 3 swords are going to be.
Anytime now.
Here we go.
We swear. There we go.
Sanctuary starting off, only 20 rupees. Link's house, meanwhile. Okay, hook shot. That's pretty okay item to have to start things off. Okay, and 2 pendants in the overworld. Green pendant in Hera. Desert is not the pendant, rather it's a crystal.
Interesting. So we're going to have quite a few crystals. That means most likely all the items are going to be required this seed.
Yeah, most
and
likely.
We are having a early switch, or we got the lamp on. Early divergence. There we go. That's the word.
Early lamp and early hammer as well. Wow.
Uncle's holding out on us today.
Bush crabs have 5 rupees. And I believe that was a blue rupee on Lumberjacks. Not required for that.
And indeed, we are going to see Ampharos going straight down into the cap. Even easier now with that hammer in hand.
Indeed. And the Ether Medallion. Alright. Getting a few good items to start things off here.
Quite a few, yeah. I'm having bad feelings about another ice run.
I'm having bad feelings about the lamp.
You already have the lamp. Or you mean Aga 1?
Yeah, yep.
I got you. Yeah, that hook shot's already in hand too, so... It's okay. We'll see glows at some point, I have faith.
Well, right now, the only way Aga is required is if we have both gloves in Dark World. Or the Moon Pearl and the Pyramid.
Yeah. Nothing in the escape so far, it looks like. It's like Ralen didn't get any bombs until right then, so he went down here to go try to buy some. Yeah, we do still at least need a second sword to get into, or a cape.
Yeah, we don't have all the pieces yet, but early lamp does always worry me that the seed expects Aghanim early as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Tankir.
Tankir. That's unfortunate.
It's a good thing he wasn't planning on doing a death warp there, because
Yeah.
it wouldn't have worked out.
Alright, well, only has 10 hours to start things off.
There's that Merle.
And a good chunk of change as well. That's Zora money right there.
Yep, so even if this is an Aga seed, I'm guessing we're going to be seeing both of our runners clear. At least, if not all the Dark Light World, most of the Light World. Just because one item to go from Dark World access makes you not want to just leave something out in the middle of nowhere instead of having to do Aga.
Oh, I got a better look at that. That's actually a heart piece on the Lumberjack ledge.
Yes.
Thought it was a blue pea for a moment.
More bombs.
And
there's the second sword. Uh-oh.
So Aghanim is in play.
We are in high alert for Aghanim right now. Pendant EP though, so...
Yeah, Pendant Eastern, Pendant Hera. I would expect our runners to potentially look everywhere for a glove before they decide to commit to Aga.
Yeah, that's, like I said, that's likely what's going to happen here. We might see one of them skip like a Gina's cave.
Yeah, at the same time, if someone pulls the Aghanim trigger early and it ends up being the correct play because we have both gloves in Dark World, that's a huge advantage.
Indeed. Definitely did not see that. I think Ralen's just gonna opt to go through the race game hut. Sounds like the library was just $50.
The race game's only 5.
That's 5 closer to Zora money is what he's thinking. Even though he doesn't technically have access to Zora yet.
Yeah, but every little bit helps.
Indeed. Maybe we get his hook shot. And then looks like heading straight over to the Sahasrara EP area.
Oh man, Ralen may think it's just Aga and ignore escape. I don't think they'll do that though. But we know the hammer and the lamp are sitting there. He doesn't know that they're there.
He doesn't, but he's not really gonna miss a ton by doing it later.
No.
Probably.
Got distracted by the own sound effect there. No need for to talk to Sahasrara. That words.
Nothing too interesting, just a half magic.
Yeah. Half magic's still nice to have though.
Indeed. And he is gonna continue on to the thing. Eastern. While Ampharos continues on his Kakariko trip. Be interested to see where he heads next. He does have the info that Aga is now fully clearable.
And A is the only one with that information because Ralen does not have the lamp. and will not begin in lab until they go to the uncle.
Ralen is surely thinking of it with that second sword. Even in an assured sword seed, that's indicator that, oh boy, Aga.
Yeah, but I'm always in the boat of, if I'm doing Area 1, give me the lamp.
Oh yeah, you're not actually thinking about it until you get that lamp, so.
Yeah. I know dark rooms. I refuse to learn Ega dark rooms. There's a reason why.
It's another heart on the right side of Eastern. And we are going to get a South Shore check from Ampharos.
Yep. Classic play to do this after Kakariko.
Indeed. So we're probably going to get a pretty early confirmation of Aga Seed here.
An option AA actually has, though, is could do the fake flipper setup and get over and buy Zora's item as well. We still need another 150 rupees, of course.
Yeah, if we get some rupees out of the cave here, it's a possibility. Could definitely be an out of logic glow sitting around there. So. Ralen is going through what he thinks is out of logic, but it's actually there's our glove. Rip it.
And some armor and a bottle as well.
Okay, so now we want Ralen needs to get over to castle as soon as possible.
Yeah. $10-minute Darkhold access though. These Darkholds come by fast.
Oh, and a shovel.
And we know that shovel is technically in logic because we know the lamp is available.
Where is Ralen going? Did they get a bow that none of us saw?
I think I know what Ralen's doing.
Oh, he's getting rupees, you're right.
Yeah. There's a room on the right side of this dark room that has 75 rupees. So he's gonna grab a little bit more money towards Zora. Which probably means he's planning a South Shore play.
I would assume so, yeah. I think there was one big 20 down there.
And the Hoarder Crabs have 5, so we know he'll have enough money.
We're also going to see a shovel check here. Could potentially be big if it turns into something, because it may be a long time before Ampharos makes it to Eastern at this point. There's a second bottle. Ooh, that's big.
Development. That's a fire rod.
Okay, so Ralen making a big play that is going to turn into something very good.
And we know that all dark rooms are required by the lamp at this point. Because the lamp locked the shovel, which locked the fire rod, and there's the Cadence Mario on AmazingAmpharos' end.
Okay, that's an interesting find. That's an often skipped spot, but with the lamp access, we shall see if it actually gets skipped by Ralen. There's the map check from Ampharos. Looks like he's gonna head to the Village of Outcasts area. And hopefully give us a nice chance to see what our last pendant will be.
Yeah, it's interesting where that last pendant will show up. If it's Turtle Rock, that'd be a great spot.
I think at this point the best thing to save Ampharos is if the pot is a crystal and they find the bow relatively. Ooh, getting ether strats against many Moldorms in this game.
Yeah,
Instantly.
instantly.
There's Ralen's gloves. Just missing the hammer to make it to Dark World, which is sitting on the right in the uncle's chest.
Basically, if the two locations reversed, we'd have a vanilla lamp.
Yep.
Well, one of the vanilla lamps.
I think Uncle just figured the lamp was lighter to carry.
Indeed.
I'll stick the hammer in the chest and carry the lamp around. My back hurts.
Chat bringing up a good point to mention. AA will probably avoid Eastern for quite a while because it's a pendant.
Yep. That's the idea. Like I said, if he finds Mire and Bow relatively soon, he could make it over there. Especially if pot is a crystal, but
yeah.
Barring those potentialities, which could be blocked by the one of those could be blocked by the fire rod.
Which is in Pendant Eastern and is
Yeah.
100% required because there's no way Turtle Rock and Skullwoods are both pendants.
Indeed. So we are going to get that fake flipper from Ralen here. Sure, looks like we'll check the hobo. He already checked the island, so we know that's just a heart. And now Zora is in logic form, so
yeah,
makes him more likely to do it.
For AA.
And some love on the hobo.
That's wonky.
I don't think we've seen an item yet out of Skullwoods. I don't remember what the big key chest was, though.
I don't remember either.
Oh, there's an item. So I want to say there's an item in the back here.
Probably.
Got another heart and that 20 rupees that Ralen was looking for.
Nice. Nice find.
It's well routed by Ralen here, getting that extra rupees for the Eastern. Piece of heart on the bumper lid, so I don't have to worry about the cape really today.
Looks like 20 rupees on Zora ledge. Only caught the 3 hooks of the edges.
Yep, so Ralen's not gonna have to come back here either. I'm assuming at this point he's gonna head to the castle. Zora's a scam as always.
That was an even bigger scam than usual.
Yeah.
There's a map check. It's Pendant Swamp.
Ooh, interesting. So that means no required Mire. Also needed to get to desert. There's a small key for Ampharos. So likely to be something in the big chest. And is Ralen going up to the mountain?
It would make sense to me. Has gloves and the hook shot and the lamp. Doesn't have the lamp.
Does not have the lamp or the hammer, so this is going to be fairly inefficient.
Probably thinks that escape has nothing, which we know it's not.
Yeah, he's definitely avoiding the castle. That said, this is technically in logic, from what we know.
Oh, you know what? He's probably thinking this is an Agaseed, and he's trying to do everything in his power to check everywhere else before he starts checking the castle for his Aga access.
Yeah, that was my thoughts as well. It would be interesting, though, if he ends up finding the myths up here.
It would.
Though that would lead him further away from the castle. He's like, oh, it was an Agaseed, I just didn't need to come up here. There's probably just the lamp in the castle somewhere. Which he would be correct in guessing. Unfortunately, there's also a hammer there. And a Canis Maria.
Castle's got some good loot in it today.
I mean, yeah, this is in logic for that we know. This is not in logic that Ralen knows, though. Though I guess if he's assuming he's gonna find the lamp at some point, fair enough.
Yeah, Ralen is hoping that he can find a way to break past Aga by seeing it's breaking the lamp. Which we know that he doesn't really need to do, because the hammer's before you even find the lamp in the Uncle's passage.
Yeah, Hera's is a pendant, so it's not a huge deal that he doesn't have the hammer here, but there are potentially 3 items in there with the green pendant.
Oh,
there's the boots. That will definitely be a bit of a boost to his clear times, though. And the rest of Paradox Cave, we got some more bombs and rupees. Big chest is Thieves Town, we got some arrows. More arrows, and there's the water toes. So all those fake flipper checks are technically in logic too. Getting potential very close to ice palace being available once myths get found. At least for Ralen.
Yeah. Meanwhile, AA is fighting blind. Fight's got a little bit away from them.
Nah, it's fine.
Very nice recovery.
Yeah, it was. It's a good fight.
And first crystal on the board.
Yep, just under 22 minutes. Okay, I'm guessing Ralen's gonna probably check Bonk Rocks here. Yep. He's running out of places to go that aren't the castle, though, so I imagine he'll be heading there soon. Wow, that was a pretty good refund from the chess game. 400
Yeah.
rupees. Is like Zora is the opposite of the Zora.
And for one of those prizes was completely random. So
Ralen really is trying to do everything he can before going to the castle. He's even checking sick kid here, I believe. We'll see if he ends up heading to Aghan's first as well. With those boots, it makes it a little bit more of a thought. Nope, to the castle he goes. Okay, so Ralen will soon be catching up, at the very least, the hammer and the lamp. Bloomerang from the dig game for Ampharos. Then we'll see a hype cave and stumpy checks here. Not necessarily in that order.
Raven's probably going, it's Aga. Oh, it's not Aga.
Oh, never mind. Yep, doesn't even go to the rest of the castle.
I most definitely ask him that later. What his results, what his thoughts were going through his head when he picked up the lamp and then the hammer in sequence.
Indeed. So right now, the main difference between our runners is that Ralen ended up doing Eastern, which led to, which is a pendant, led to the shovel, which led to the fire. But Ampharos did all of Escape, and the Dark Cross room has the Cane of Samaria.
Alright, and it's yours to start us off here in Hype Cave.
Ralen not too far behind. We have ourselves a 0 out of 10 Hype Cave.
Yeah, pretty much. Also,
No
we haven't
redeem.
mentioned it yet, but Thieves Town and Ice Palace are our 5 successes today.
Yep. And like I said, Ice Palace is Titan mitts away from being accessible, so we might actually see something on the pyramid today. Looks like Ampharos is going to run over to Pyramid and Catfish, or Pyramid and Pod, one of the two.
Yeah, and while we didn't mention that the 5 6 crystals were where they were, our tracker Iceman F1 was keeping getting that tracker up to date for you guys, and is doing an excellent job thus far.
Ralen hot on Ampharos' heels, quite literally in this case, with the boots. Definitely see the advantage that that's giving it. Looks like Ampharos is indeed going to head to Pod now, though. While Ralen's actually going up to Catfish. So we'll see. Like I said, if Mire ends up being here, that'll be very interesting. However, Pod, it could be bow locked as well, and this will be a short trip for Ampharos. That said, he does have a potion to do the potion glitch, so I have a feeling we'll likely see that regardless from Ampharos.
Indeed. Yeah, what do you got for us? Okay.
Just some arrows. Then Ralen running back down off of Catfish. We'll see if he crosses the river or just goes to Pod himself. He has already cleared EP, so Pod makes some amount of sense, though without the bow, it's still a hard call. Nope, gonna be across the river over to Skullwood. So we'll be able to see the rest of Skullwoods. And at least the front of pod is not key locked. So now in the realms of possibility of something being here. Like an early big key. So we do know that the back, well, actually, the back couldn't be, or could be not locked. Depends on if there's a small key behind the, at the big key chest. Key logic on pod is weird. Actually, no, big key is in front, so yeah, the back of pod can't have an item with, or at least is bow locked, I should say. That's not going to stop Ampharos here, but...
Yeah. There's 4 small keys in the front of the pod. So...
At least 4. There could be more than 4.
Yeah.
But with the big key being in the front, that means the key door to get to Helmasaur is available, which means the... Oh my goodness, that's... So the mirror is locked behind bow, which is very interesting.
And that tells us that the bow can't be in our pendant swamp. It can't be in inner mirror locations. Could still be Hera though.
Indeed. That does also tell us that that last chest is a key in the big key chest there that Ampharos just by virtue of there being 4 keys guaranteed in the front.
And with the mirror, AA will most likely mirror and check Eastern and potentially shovel. And if AA checks it immediately, will be rewarded with Fire Rod.
Yep, that is a high possibility now. So the last 2 keys, so there's something in the Skeletor room. It's not even the Skeletor room, I don't know why I called it that. Harmless Hellway, there you go, that's the word. Ooh, a 3rd sword though.
That's really good.
We'll help him get some time back.
And then meanwhile has defeated Mothula.
There's that cape opening up Spike Cave.
And also Bumper, but we know Bumper's not important.
Indeed. I did not see what the item was out of the back of Skull, did you?
I did not.
Okay, so the back of Skull didn't have anything.
Yeah,
Which means there's probably an item in the big key chest.
I think we AA already found both items.
Yeah. Ooh, Ampharos is skipping Eastern for Sahasrara, though, it looks like. Getting that half magic and saving quitting out, so...
Skipping Eastern completely?
Uh-oh. That could spell some bad news for Ampharos. He is helped a bit by the fact that Ralen will probably have just as long of a trip to find the cane in Cast the Cat.
Yeah, a lot of twists and turns that Seed has taken thus far.
Yeah, this is looking like one of those seeds where we might know what go mode is long before our runners. Still got that ice rod to find though, so we shall see.
Yeah. If I had a way finding the Fire Rod or finding the Canis Moria, I think Ralen would find Samaria first. Because...
Depends on where things like Bombos are.
Yeah, but also, more importantly, AA might not go into Eastern for a long time, and even then, only comes out to find the shovel. And by the time, let's say later down the line, when we already have done like the Swift Shade and everything else over there, when is AA gonna go over there and check the shovel?
I would imagine if he finds the shovel that late, he's gonna check it right away. And I'm expecting it to be pretty late at this point. Like, if he found it there, I could maybe see him waiting a bit, but... with the mirror, it's not really the worst idea to get Cave 45 out of the way as well.
Yeah, it's definitely something to consider.
He's going to get his boots here as well, which will help, while Ralen is working his way through his second crystal dungeon of Thieves' Town, of which there was, I think, nothing of note. Ampharos will get to check Hera as well, though, if you'd like. And with how late he's come up here, I would imagine he's going to. Yeah, it kind of depends on if Fire Rod ends up locking Mix or not. Which at this point doesn't seem super likely. Oh yeah, Ampharos did find a mushroom as well. That's a possibility. He hasn't turned that in. He can actually fake powder as well, so he might be waiting to do that.
I would. It makes sense. You don't want to wait for that powder to show up.
Ideally, he'll find the flute somewhere up. He's going straight to Spyro, which tells me he's not likely going to Hera's either.
Well, he has the mirror, so he can take the faster way up to Hera if needed.
Yeah, but it's still, I think, slightly faster to just go do it before this.
It is.
I'm just trying to get in his head a bit. Yeah, I could be wrong.
Now, another advantage that we have to consider is Ralen has a minor time advantage in the event this ends up being a Petsy for whatever reason.
Not necessarily. He didn't do... he didn't finish.
He may not have finished Eastern, no, but he did already find all the items in there, so he'll just be heading straight to the back.
Also, Swamp Palace is, I guess it's not actually in logic, right?
Actually, it is mirror, hook shot,
mirror,
hammer,
bow lock,
flippers. It's not logic because of where we found the mirror, of course. You're right.
Yeah, it's gettable. It's just not in logic, or doable, I should say. Okay, red rupee in basement of Hera. Well, the secondary basement. And it looks like a required basement dip for the big key there.
Where is it?
Probably gonna Hera pot here, yep. So this is a relatively new glitch found. If you bomb in a particular spot and then move to a particular spot, you can hook shot there, go up, fall down, and then suddenly you're on the top. This lets you skip the basement if it has the big key in it. However, you will not be able to check the big chest. Oop, Ralen's taking a fall. So he's hoping to see the second item in either this. There's the second item. So he found the second item, so now he knows he definitely does not need to go get that big key. So this saves a pretty solid amount of time.
Yeah, probably about a minute of climbing.
In addition to the basement wait, so. Time-wise, it's not too much slower than just climbing right away. But it definitely, just because of the setup time, depends on your gear at the time as well, though.
And Molderm is down.
So that green pendant might bring Ampharos back over to Eastern sooner rather than... We'll see if he actually checks it when he goes to turn it in. Meanwhile, Ralen has his second crystal now. And actually, I think we're getting a Spike Cave check here.
Makes sense to me. You have half magic and you have the cave. Easy enough
Yep.
to make.
Bonk.
And standard heart beeps.
What a monster. Just 20 rupees, though.
I mean, I've heard double, so.
Yeah, me too. So, fortunately for Ampharos, he's running out of places to find stuff real quickly. We're actually running out of in-logic places in general, which is interesting.
Which makes me think that Bo is somewhere that we can reach.
I'm guessing Mushroom at this point.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot left other than that I can think of.
Well, there's a Gina.
Yeah, there's a Gina. That is a fair point. Ampharos is heading back to the Dark World. I'm guessing this is a K45 check.
Sounds like it.
Or he was planning on doing hammer pegs and big game and fake powder, and forgot that he didn't have it. So it looks like, yeah, he's tending to do fake powder now.
Yeah. Big powder with half magic is quite the annoying thing to burn off.
Just starts spamming the lantern a bit. Ralen's heading to Pod now. We'll get that out of logic. Just light it on fire. We'll get that out of logic Mire potentially. He does have that green goo as well, so he should be able to. And really, you don't even technically need the... Okay, so there's 5 rupees from that.
So I'm just asking in chat, is Cape faster than Lamp? I assume that's mainly because of magic drain. I would say no, because Cape's drain is a fixed rate. And with half magic, it'd probably take about 30 seconds for it to drain, and that with that amount of magic.
Yeah, he could have done it on the way, though. Which would have
That
been
is also
faster.
true. But given the spot him when he started doing it, it was faster. She just matched Y with the lamp.
Okay, now we're probably seeing K45. Oh, Sahasrara is also actually technically in logic.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked. I think AA already turned in the green pendant. No, no, he was over in the area before. Never mind. Getting a little confused.
So I think we're going to see Graveyard Ledge over to the Mushroom turn-in. And then possibly he might just run to Sahasrara from there.
So something we haven't even mentioned yet is that we could have a twist of fate in regards to our bow logic. We could find the second intended bow mirror locked.
That is true. But then that would also make it pretty easy to find silvers at this point.
Yeah.
Yep, Ralen is got the fake, the potion glitch rather going. While the mirror has still not locked anything useful.
Alright, King's Tomb now. This is another mirror lock location because we do not have the Titan Smiths.
It's a book.
Well, that's an interesting development I find.
So you have an out of logic book at the moment.
And really all the book does for us right now is gives us information and a couple of items. It's also access to desert, which is another one of our crystals.
A little bit of ring around the rosy with jelly. So there's that mushroom turn in. Ralen has his mirror and is heading to get the.
Okay, never mind. The
So that is in logic. Okay, so now we are tighten its locations, in which means that book is in logic again.
Yeah, books and logic. And that means anything that's Titan Smiths I can never bow, like Super Bunny.
Yep, so now we can
Or
check.
ice.
Yeah, now we're full ice in logic. Oh yeah, and Ampharos hadn't done catfish yet either, so works out.
That is a development I did not see coming.
I was expecting that to show up relatively soon, honestly. Ralen, I imagine, will be heading there soon.
And to clear some confusion, chat, there are two ways to get to King's Tomb. One in which the mirror from the Dark World to get and then push the rock. The other one is just lift the rocks in the Light World with the Titan Smiths.
Oh yeah, Ampharos hasn't done this yet either. Forgot that he had never did this.
So AmazingAmpharos is about to make the worst deal in this game.
Good thing he has plenty of money to spare.
Indeed. I think the only deal that could be even worse is getting... No,
Piece
this
of heart.
is actually pretty much the worst.
I'd rather get a single rupee than a piece of heart personally, but oh, okay, never mind. Single arrow, that's the worst.
Yeah, single arrow definitely be the worst.
A single arrow. It looks like we are getting the mitts coming up for Ralen as well, so they'll be pretty even on getting when they are starting to use their Titan mitts here.
Yeah, it'll come down to really the Fire Rod versus the Cade of Samaria discovery for both of them.
Yep, that's gonna be the difference still.
Is this gonna be... No, okay.
K45 and possibly Bombo Soul is here, and then Agina, I bet, and Desert even, actually. Desert is fully in logic now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a desert play at some point.
Yeah, the way he's writing this is that's what I'm guessing his plan is to do Bombos into Desert. Bombos tablet, I should say. Nope, he's gonna do Smith Chain first, of course.
That makes a little bit more sense, yeah. And with the way AA has routed this, he can even save equip the chest so that he can have a shorter trip going back.
Yep. And Ralen is heading to get his Graveyard Ledge and get that book out of the King's Tomb, so that's good for He'll also have that route opening to him as well. Not that the Mire is not still out of logic or anything, but... And interestingly enough, all of the stuff that Ampharos is doing is not actually out of... It's all completely in logic. It's just a lot shorter to do with the Mire.
So if I'm right, AA will either just walk the the chest over, or save and quit, take the portal next to Link's house, and then turn the chest in.
Yeah,
Mire to go flip back to the light world.
Minorly faster, I think.
Yeah,
and Ralen is heading straight to Ice Palace with his fire rod in hand, so this could be a big divergence. So if Ice Palace ends up leading to something, that could actually be good for Ampharos in the long run.
Yeah, going this way is probably the faster way for AA. Meanwhile, we are going to start seeing Ice Palace, as you said.
Yeah, so we'll see if Ice leads to something, because it does lead... There's actually 5 items available from this, because it's the second Pyramid Fairy. So it'll open up the Pyramid Fairy, and which could actually, if he follows this chain, that could lead him to the Canis Maria, because that's his last real convenient place of... Well, there's that powder that we already know doesn't do anything. But that's the last real convenient place for him to do the castle. So if he doesn't do it there, we know we're going to be in for a long one.
Yeah, Ralen really needs to go to the castle. We also haven't found the flute yet.
Yeah, it's another required item that we don't have.
And we still have pretty decent odds of Pet Seed. Pet is available to us once we fix the bow logic issue with the Mire.
It's true. Could very easily be
the bow for the Easter, but details.
Well, the bow is the thing that fixes the Mire logic, so...
Yeah.
All wonders where that bow ends up being, because could very easily have the ice rod, either medallion that we don't have there, or even the flute, really.
And Boost Slash Desert.
Fortunately, those were available for a long time.
Yeah, quite a while at least.
It's the long version of it, too.
In that room of Ice Palace that I love so much.
The spin... The slide spin, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the sliding spin attack is so good in that room. It looks so sweet.
It's a very satisfying thing to pull off, too.
Much like the Whisper rooms in Ganon's Tower.
Hey, we had a mini sync. They both went to...
There's
the flute. Okay, so that opens up my area now. Finally, it was a required run over to the desert area.
And really can't even full clear Mire was the other thing. And, well, Medallion pending. Actually, wait, Medallion pending. We need to find our bow. And we need to find the ice rod, and we're in no mode.
Correct. Well, yeah, medallion's pending. We still only have the ether medallion.
Yeah, we just have the ether medallion. But it could be ether required for Turtle Rock and Misery Mire. We don't know that.
I imagine we'll be seeing it relatively soon from Ampharos.
There's the bow and ice!
Okay, so we're officially back in logic now for Ralen.
So Ralen's one item away, well, 2 items away. Still doesn't have the case of Mire, but we know where it is.
Yep, and that means that EP dip was probably required unless we run into Bombos pretty quickly from Amph.
And that bow also puts it possible that Ice Rod can be anywhere except Trinex. It could have a... Actually, it could also have a medallion on pedestal. There is some spicy pedestal potential here. Someone has to go over and read that tap the pedestal.
Or we can. Ice Rod's just in Swamp.
Or Ice Rod's on Turtle Rock. I've seen that before.
Or that, yeah. Ampharos is definitely pretty likely to see the pedestal once he finds Fire Rod. We just don't know how long that's going to be at this point.
Uh-oh.
Ampharos having a little bit of a problem with Land Molus here. There's no bow, no Fire Rod, no Ice Rod. Makes it a little bit tougher than normal, but Temper's not too bad.
Yeah, thankfully gets it taken care of. Could have gone really south really fast there. That is the second crystal of the match for AA.
And we will get that Agena check finally. Definitely well routed by Ampharos here so far.
Corral strats.
Be a little careful. There we go.
Fine.
Oh, nope.
Fire Rod will easily wreck the rest of this.
Yep.
Heart piece at Agena. Meanwhile, Cold Stare has
a
another bottle.
Okay, so they both found another item to continue on their quest. We have the bow from Ralen out of Ice Palace and the flute out of Desert.
Okay, if Ralen... This is going to be brilliant from Ralen. This is going to be actually really brilliant from Ralen. I just realized what he can do. So this is most likely going to be him taking the super rope up to the pyramid, checking pyramid fairing, and then mirroring and checking the interior of Hyrule Castle.
Yep.
If he's going to need to do it.
I apparently need to work on my explanations. Also, sorry, I interrupted the medley of Rando here. Looks like Ralen is, at the very least, checking Bombos and K45 here. Or at least K45. Or at least Bombos. Or just Swamp. Bombos, okay. So Ralen might actually be heading to his flute now, too, at this point. I would imagine so with this direction.
Ether required from Misery Mire.
Okay,
so we have one medallion. But do we have the one medallion that locks both dungeons, or is there a second one required elsewhere?
And Ampharos can full clear Mire now, so...
Yeah.
Just a heart on checkerboard. And we are indeed going to see a Mire clear from Amp. What waits in Mire? I guess we'll find out.
Yep, only one way to find out is to check Mire, really.
And this will be Ralen's fourth crystal coming up, actually. And he can do pod as well, so Ralen might be in just clear dungeon until he hopefully finds the rest of the items that he needs mode. I wouldn't be surprised to see him do Helma next. There's one of the items he needs.
Yeah. We don't know where the ice rod is. Samaria is in Dark Cross. The fire rod is on the shovel spot, which is in the big key chest of Eastern Palace.
Yep, deep in Eastern.
And we know at least one medallion required is in our possession. We don't know if it's one for both, though.
Yeah, we haven't seen Dark Death Mountain yet, outside of Spike Cave. Well, we have a quick mire. Looks like Ampharos is just gonna clear it before doing Vitreous, though. Hey, Ralen actually opted to not do Desert back yet, since he has the Mire in hand. He can just do it from Mire. I'll be interested to see if he actually does go into the back of, or does do Mire. Goes to the Mire area next, I should say, without the Ganon in hand. Or if he just goes over to Pod or something.
I mean, as far as he's concerned, it might be the right play, but as far as we're concerned, we know it's not. We know where the cane is.
Yep. I don't know, with this much available and it all being in logic now for him, I don't know how long it would take him to actually go straight. Ooh, guess what we're getting?
Is this?
It is. It's the fabled check with a book.
It is. I mean, if it's Ice Rod on pedestal, this is the only time you find out.
Yep.
And on pedestal today, we have
Triple
3
boom.
bombs.
Okay, well, rip pedestal. So we're gonna start running into things here soon. It looks like Ralen just like, nah, we're not gonna do that. However, it looks like he is planning on doing a Mire dive here. That or just a habit.
I mean, setting up spooky action is pretty much a safe thing to do. Although I think it gets messed up if you do a mirror.
Yeah, I assume it does.
Having to do things the slow way.
Yep, Ralen is gonna go take care of Desert while it's here, though. Which is a solid move. That will actually give him his 4th chest. Or 4th crystal, I should say, sorry.
Someone give us some intel in chat. The spooky action's not messed up if they mirror to Desert, but it is messed up if they catch the crystal. Good to know, good to know. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah, I know it gets messed up from the cane and the lamp. And I think one other thing that I'm not remembering at the moment.
Yeah, it's... All I know is that it involves some sort of storing some variable in the memory.
Yeah, it's related actually to the Ancilla Flipper Splash Delete, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, a lot of things you can do with some of the Ancilla tricks.
I wasn't counting, but I don't remember seeing a second item out of Mire. He does have all the dungeon items, I believe. 3 key, yeah, he has all the dungeon items, so there is an item on it. That is crystal number 4 for Ralen Tankir.
Yep.
Once again, to catch anyone up who joined us late, we had some divergences early on in the seed, which led to Ampharos getting the Cane of Samaria out of the Dark Cross sewer chest in Castle Hyrule, while Ralen cleared everything on his way over to that area, which had the hammer and the lamp to send him to Dark World, so he never ended up actually going inside the castle to, at least the front side of the castle, to get that. However, he did go to Eastern Palace, which is a pendant, early on, which led to the shovel, which led to the fire rod, which Ampharos has, at this point, pretty much isolated Eastern Palace itself. Though he does have the green pendant to turn in that he got from Hera. Oh, I see other bow, though. Oh my goodness. That's huge. So Ralen Tankir had found a bow in Ice Palace, which he only had access with that fire rod. However, there are 2 bows in the seed, and Ampharos just found the other one.
Which is also in logic, I might add.
Which is also in logic. They had both found the mirror in the back of, or I guess the bow-locked side of Palace of Dark, which was technically out of logic for both of them until, well, now they both have a bow. Looks like we are going to get a Turtle Rock check, as well as Hookshot Cave and Super Money Cave checks from Ampharos. So that'll let us know if we need another medallion once the rocks get out of our way.
This is the play Ralen needs to make in the meantime, getting the super bomb. And if there's any time that he's going to go into the interior of the Hyrule Castle, it'll be after checking this.
Yeah, this is definitely his last opportunity to do it. So I'm guessing he would. I'm hoping he would.
I'm hopeful he will too. You can't
also
fire about that Cane of Samaria.
Indeed, yeah. He's also using a bit of a trick here. Oh, 2 tricks. The first trick was you can, if you hookshot something, you can dash with the bomb before the bomb catches up, and it won't leave it behind, because usually dashing would just leave the bomb, since that's the button to stop the bomb. And then he also used a kind of a bomb duplication trick, to where if you zone to another area at the same time that you lose the bomb, or the bomb would blow up, hits 0, then it will just reappear behind you. Nothing from here. We're not getting a mirror here. We're getting a pod clear, I think. Okay, well.
That makes sense. Also, Quake required for Turtle Rock. We're a little bit out in requirements today.
Okay, so we do need another medallion. So we still need to know where Ice Rod and Quake medallion are to finish the seed. And now Ralen and Ampharos have both effectively isolated their item. Nothing there for Ampharos. We're probably going to get an Ether Tablet check here as well. After Super Bunny Cave. Meanwhile, Ralen is going to finish Pod. I could not tell you, but I will be able to soon if there is an item on Pod. Single arrow. Or item on Helmasaur? Nope, it's the map on Helmasaur, so... This is just getting a 5th crystal out of the way for Ralen, since he doesn't really need to come back here otherwise. I believe they got all the items out of Eastern, and he knows that Pedestal isn't required. I think Ampharos might be doing Swamp here, though.
Yeah, Swamp's in logic. It makes sense to go do.
Especially since he doesn't have Ice Palace access yet. We might actually come up with a situation at the end of the seed as well, where Ampharos doesn't end up getting the Silver Arrow. Because that was in, I believe, was it Ice?
Yeah, it was... it was in the right side of the dungeon.
Oh, the right side? Okay. But either way, it's very possible that Ampharos ends up full clearing, or not, go-moding Ice Palace and...
Turtles being turtles. And unfortunately, the swordman's kind of messing up the kills here.
Yeah, it can get annoying when that happens.
I see some runners deliberately get hit by the turtle in the previous room just to make sure they don't sword secure these turtles faster.
It's a good idea. Or just using the hammer. There's an early big key in Swamp.
Alright. Finding the Helmsword King now.
That's the shield down, just 4 slashes, and it's done. Good fight from Ralen. And be interested to see where they head next. And then is crystal number 5.
It's gonna be fairly interesting to see where Ralen goes next. Really needs to get to Dark Cross. At this point, I think EA is making the right play as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprised me to see Ralen head there soon too. After his check of the medallion for. Interestingly, neither of our runners can actually get very far in Turtle Rock. Ralen can't get anywhere, even if he finds Quake, while Ampharos can. Did Ampharos skip Ethernet Tablet? I don't think I saw him do it.
I don't think A didn't know.
Okay, so we're gonna get Ether Tablet as well, which is kind of could be big.
And the Ether tablet has
A red meringue. Okay, well, not big. We're fine. Well, Ampharos is fine, I should say, at least as far as that's concerned.
And I think by proclamation, Quake has to be here in Swamp. We've seen everything else.
Yes? I
Yeah,
think that's
we've seen
correct.
every other location. So
Unless Helm or Armos has an item and I wasn't counting correctly, which is
I
possible.
think Armos doesn't have an item. Could be wrong. But I think we are in... Yeah, there's Quake.
Oh, there's Quake.
So I think we're in no mode through proxy here. We know that it's either Swamp or Turtle Rock that has the Ice Rock.
Yeah. Or Sahasrara could have it.
Yeah, AA has not checked the Green Thunder, has he?
And Ralen skipped past Terra again as well, so if that ends up paying out, that could be another big... Oop. Got jellied. That could be another big benefit for Ampharos. Got jellied again. Okay, let's see what's in the basement of Swamp Palace.
Rupees and 5 rupees thus far.
Okay, so Ralen... Where is Ralen going? Spike Cave possibly here?
Possibly. I
Yep.
think we've already seen AA check the Spike Cave though.
Yeah, Spike Cave was just something rupee.
I mean, if we didn't remember, then it's probably some junk item.
Or it might be doing Hera actually as well, yeah. So he's not skipping Hera. I don't believe we found Ice Rod in anything yet. Unfortunately, if this isn't Ice Rod here, we're likely to see Ampharos full clear Ice Palace regardless, because he'll run into Fire Rod before he runs into Ice Rod. And then he'll use that to full clear.
Oh, there's the Ice Rod!
Okay. Never mind what I was saying, because that's the Ice Rod. So now we are officially in no mode.
Yes, we are. And the runners are missing each other's items.
Yes. So Ralen needs to make it to Swamp to get the rest of his items.
And goes to the castle to get the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah.
Hey, just needs to go to Eastern.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I think that's where AA is going.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't have much else left. Oh, he's doing Hobo as well, though. And he's doing it on the way, so it makes sense to do. Ralen is taking care of Moldorm. Looks like he did the Herapod as well, so he skipped all that basement nonsense.
And so AA needs to go into Swamp.
Yeah, so
and actually, Swamp's a
Ralen,
pendant. I didn't even think about that.
yeah, that was both Left Side Swamp and the boss of Pendant Swamp having
Yeah, this
needed-
seems...
an ugly seed.
Yeah. Ooh.
I think Hera is the only pendant that didn't actually have anything useful, and both of our runners full cleared it anyway.
It is a fast dungeon.
Okay, so Ampharos is leaving, so this means he's probably heading at least to Sahasrahla, probably also to East. Which will then lead into the shovel, which will lead into the fire rod, and then to go mode.
Alright. Starting links. No, starting at the mountain. Never mind.
Oh, he has to do a pod as well, actually, so he's gonna finish Helma while it's here, so that works out for him, actually.
Yeah. Ralen
Ralen.
really needs to go to castle.
Ralen's actually gonna turn in the pendant real quick here, too, so we'll see how useless both of these items are. Actually, not very useless. I'll take a bottle
No,
of
blue,
blue at this
yeah,
point.
blue push is not bad.
It's definitely not what Ralen wants to see, but... Okay, so Ralen now is also running out of things to do and is going to be getting his Quake and Ice Rod. But he still needs to make it to Darkcross. So Ampharos is definitely going to have the advantage here. However, as you were saying before, he will be down, almost assuredly down the, whatever it's called here, the Silver Arrows. Which, while not a huge time loss with Tempered Sword, but it still could potentially give Ralen a chance to catch up at the end. All kind of depends on big key stat and all of that jazz, and how long it takes Ralen to find his Cane of Samaria and finish Mire. Because Mire is, remember, a fast Mire, so...
Yeah, and also, I think after doing Swamp, Ralen will only have Escape.
Yeah, at this point.
Because he can't enter Turtle Rock. He can check Missing Mire and hope that it's a...
He might dip Mire, yeah, that's the issue. Ralen hasn't done the Smith chain yet either, was chat pointing out. Amphros also still has to do Skull Woods.
Yes.
So that's another extra dungeon that Amphros will have to do before he can finish up this.
Let's see if he even goes into Eastern here. He might assume that Fire Rod's in Turtle Rock, which he can potentially be. And the key logic eggs him on, he might think it's all the way on Laser Bridge, which will be a huge time sink.
Yeah, I mean, he could. I'm not gonna say he wouldn't, but no, okay, he's not.
Smart choice. So smart choice. AA will be getting the Fire Rod. Oh, actually, he may not.
Well, he'll be getting the shovel.
Yeah. And he may not check the shovel.
I mean, you check the shovel.
Well,
There's no reason that you would do this, get a shovel, and then not check the shovel before going up to Turtle Rock. And Ralen is going to set left side swamp, so he will get the Quake medallion here.
Good play.
So yeah, Ralen has basically three options after this. He has the castle, he has the Smith chain, and he has a Mire dip. Of which the best arguments could be made for the first two, I would say, personally. But he might be, at this point, an hour 20 into a seed, feeling in a gambling mood and just hoping that Mire has the king. So there's, yeah.
It's gonna be very, very close here, one way or the other. Ralen just needs to go straight to escape after this.
Yeah, if Ralen goes straight to escape, it'll be relatively close. But the way he's been avoiding escape leads me to believe that he's going to not do it. Ampharos finally getting his Shuvel. And looks like there actually is an item on Armos. So he will be spending the time to kill Armos.
Ralen will be soon getting their ice rod in the meantime.
Yep.
This race is so close, and Ralen's tournament light is on the line here as a reminder. This is losers round 2. Someone will be going home.
Yep, as a reminder, the stakes could not be bigger. Especially for Ralen. Ampharos has a game to drop still. But I'm sure he would definitely prefer to get it out of the way. If Ampharos wins, he makes it to brackets as the second seed. Or as a second seed, rather. While Ralen would be eliminated. Oh no, it was just a map. He might be thinking pedestal because that's his third.
Yeah. Which we know is nothing.
Yep. He'll probably check shovel. He might not check shovel first. We'll see. Because he can just flute to 3 and get to pedestal faster.
Yeah, we'll see where he goes. He's fluting to 4, checking the shovel. He will be coming up shortly.
Good Argus fight from Ralen. He gets his ice rod.
Now, Rayleigh could still be in the lead here, but he needs to go immediately to Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, indeed. This is a big choice for Ralen coming up. So we'll see where he ends up going.
Going north.
I think he hasn't checked Cave 45 yet, or maybe he's just running to Smith. So he's doing Smiths now. So that's going to put him further behind. Meanwhile, Ampharos has gotten his fire rod.
Yeah.
Went straight to ice. So Ampharos is officially in go mode now. Just needs to finish Ice, Skullwoods, and then Turtle Rock.
Yep.
Once again, Ampharos will be down the ice or the silver arrows.
Yeah, silver arrows are on right side, right here in Ice Palace. Not gonna pick them up.
He's not gonna make doing it. He's just gonna go straight to the basement.
And ironically, both of our bows were accessible and in logic, which is hilarious.
Annoyingly for Ralen, he's gonna get the the powder at the end of this chain, and then he might end up coming back here before checking castle. Hopefully he does go to castle before Mire, though. With him doing this tells me he's likely to do that. And that will actually keep this relatively close. Because Ampharos still has to do the back of Skullwoods. While it is pretty fast, the fast Mire that Ralen has is also not too long, so... And Ampharos is not even done with Ice Palace yet, so... Ampharos missed one of them. One of the penguins. To be fair, Ralen has an isolated Dark Cross. He also hasn't done the whole front of it. And he is indeed going to go check Magic Bat. And there's fortunately you can grab a bomb and not go through the port. Well done to remember that by Ralen.
Indeed.
One of those things that doesn't come up very often, but being able to know that little secret to get past it is good. Meanwhile, Ampharos has dropped down and will be taking care of Puffballs here. Okay, let's see. This is a moment of truth for Ralen. If he flutes to 4, he has a chance. If he flutes to 7, it's probably over. 6, I mean, it's probably over. He fluted to 4. Okay, he's going to the castle, so this race isn't over yet.
No, not by a long shot.
Especially if he goes Dark Cross first. Because remember, Ampharos does still have to do Skullwoods. Unfortunately, he's going to do the basement first. So this will give Ampharos a bit more of an advantage then. So at this point, Ampharos will be pretty much done with Moth by the time Ralen gets to Mire. So he'll be most of Mire behind. Silvers are only like 30 to 45 seconds different, and this is going to be more than that. But GT big key routing could also make up some difference.
Indeed.
Ralen not even bothering with the key, because he knows he doesn't need it to get to the Dark Cross. Save a little bit of time here. Get that mirror out so you can go to Dark Cross right away. Gets a sync heart. Gotta love a 128 sync heart in Zelda's cell. It's gonna be almost the same time they get these. Mothula having a bit of a fun time with Ampharos there. And at 129.06, Ralen Tankir has gotten his go mode with the Canis Samaria and is heading to Mire to finish his sixth crystal, while Ampharos has just gotten his 6th crystal from Skullwoods and will be heading to Turtle Rock. So Ralen is effectively Mire behind at this point.
Yep. Now, to be fair, still fairly close. Because this is a god mine.
Stranger things have happened.
Indeed.
Like, they should both still be in Turtle Rock at the same time.
Yeah, I think A will have a 2-minute lead. What do you think? That sounds about right?
I'll not count it until we get to Ganon's Tower at this point on.
That's fair.
Got it. The big key is in Spike Room for Ralen Tankir, so we already know that's a Godmire. Slam the ground to open the turtle up. There's the big key for Ralen. Okay, Ralen heading to the basement while Ampharos has just entered Turtle Rock. Ralen looks like successfully got the spooky glitch set up. So this will be a relatively quick basement as well for him. Hopefully he doesn't accidentally flip the switch here early though.
Now there is a little bit of a tying in we have that we should mention here. Ralen will have the silver arrows guaranteed. There's no way he can avoid it. His second bow is on Victory's itself.
Yep, he can't skip it. Yeah, the only difference Ampharos Ralen and Ampharos have basically done the same dungeons. And Ralen just didn't have the bow to finish EP at the time, and he ended up checking PED, so he knew it wasn't required. So really, they both did all the dungeons. Everyone loves bow on Vitreous right after you got done doing these.
Indeed.
Ampharos having issues with the room here. Gets the big key though, so that's silvers for Ralen. So that is definitely the bonus that he will have, or the boon that he will have there. It is currently not enough to catch up, but like you say, he's roughly 2 minutes behind. And there are weird things that can happen that if Ampharos does the generally accepted strat of just stealing this key and skipping the big chest, then there is that 1 in low chance of possibility that the 2 keys are in the big chest and in lava. So that is a minor thing that could happen. That would be a major difference if one of them gets it middle. Looks like Ampharos is just going to take the safe route, though. Okay, and Ralen is now opening it up Turtle Rock himself, while Ampharos will just head to the back. And the big key, there was not a small key in the big chest, so Ralen, if he skips the running around to the big chest, could definitely save some time here. So there is a key in the laser. Looks like he's just going to use cape strats here. Oops, first chest. Skips the rest because he doesn't really need any more items at this point. I'm sure he would like silvers, but he doesn't need them. Both of these runners, as is pretty much everyone in this tournament, is good enough to take care of Ganon, no problems with tempered and no silver.
Yeah.
Ralen has completed Mire. It just might be having tracker issues. Also, while we're waiting for them to finish through this, interestingly enough, they are about 3 minutes apart, 3.5 minutes apart, and that was almost exactly the difference on their first race of the series.
It was.
Fairly consistent so far. Ralen gained a little bit of time on chain jump room. Definitely did that faster than Ampharos, and if he skips the big chest, that'll save some more time. That could cut it down to a sub 3 minute lead for Ampharos. Ampharos, though, now has his 7th crystal, and you know what that means, everybody.
Yep, get your
As
guesses in the
everyone's
chat
already
here.
doing.
22 chests against Tower, only one of which is our big key. Give us a number in chat, tell us where you think the big key's gonna be. Freddy, where do you think it's gonna be?
I'm sticking with 9.
9?
Worked for me last night.
I'm gonna say Hope Room.
Usually I just say rando room, but yeah. Hoping for a quick one, eh?
Kinda. Really no harm in it.
So 137.40 is when Ampharos enters Ganon's. Looks like Ralen won't be skipping the big chest there, though.
Small key and 5 rupees.
No hope room. We are going to see traditional strats from Ampharos, though. No right side quick dip. We will not see Bob, though. Will Staphos room have what we want?
Also known as the Dark Magician room. Red
It does
mail.
have red mail. So that was 7. There's that Bombos. Maybe seen a bit of nerves from Ampharos there. Ralen's working his way to Trinex now. That was number 9, so negative for me. But rando room is my one true love.
Let's see if it's there.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. And
Yes.
yes. Rando room it is.
I was not keeping count, were you?
That was 9. That would have been 13. No. Yeah, 13. 10, 11, 12, 13. With looks like Krieg player and Kurt Spaz both said 13 at basically the same. So congrats to
Yeah.
technically
KGC
Krieg
vote.
player.
Alright, gauntlet time. Coming up soon for a... Ralen Mule does have the last crystal, but needs to hustle if he wants to keep himself alive here.
Indeed. It's actually looking like Ralen will be a little bit further behind now after that. I said 37.40, right?
Yeah, they're about 4 minutes behind.
Looks like it, yep. 3:55. And there was a key right side, so we'll see if Ralen ends up going to right side here.
Yeah.
His order of chests says no, but his routing says
He's going
yes.
right.
Okay, so that put him even further behind. So now, yeah, Ampharos has a pretty unattainable lead at this
Yeah. It really came down to where their last items were, really.
Yeah, we were talking about that at the very start of the seed, that Fire Rod versus Kana Samaria decisions ended up playing a huge difference in this. both in pretty tough to get to places, and both abandoned multiple times by both runners. Both of them had a chance midway through the seed to make up for the mistake and check it. Well, I wouldn't call it a mistake, but to make up for the miss, I should say. Well, Ralen gets better swords.
Although that won't help much. Yeah, this opportunity slipped through Ralen's fingers, I will admit. One has to wonder how differently would the seed played out if we had the same settings, but instead of Assured Swords, it was standard mode.
I mean, you could say that about that, you could say that about 6-6. I guess both of them won't be able to finish with 6-6, but
I think with 6-6, no, both runners would still be in the same situation if this was 6-6.
Yep, that's a fair point.
Because each of their last items locked 2 dungeons.
It might have caused them to not check Swamp, though. One of the two. Because they would have been 1 item from go mode instead of 3.
Yeah.
Okay, Ampharos has successfully made it to the top of the climb here. We just gotta take care of Aga 2 and then the big pig himself.
Yeah, and there's really no threat here whatsoever, because as a reminder, it's 15 hearts red mail, as you can clearly see, but we did pick up a green, or blue potion rather, earlier as well. Both runners have that.
Yeah.
So, very unlikely they are going to die or run out of mana in the game.
And really, Ampharos could easily take a death here, and
If Aaron takes a death here, it would actually be very close.
well, I mean at Ganon, I should say, not at Aga 2. Aga 2 it would be very difficult to take a death at this point. Though he is taking him a while to kill him.
Yeah, a Ganonfall is more likely with AA than a death.
For sure.
And we would need at least 2 deaths for it to be a close race. Or 2 falls, rather. Not a great Aga 2 fight, though, for AA. So Ralen could make some time up there, but needs a lot more time made up here in the Ganon fight.
Okay, so 12 hits from the sword, I should say, the tempered sword, or 6 spins as Ampharos is. He has 1 more set to go.
Yeah, definitely has it set up. Gonna get a
There we go.
actually for good measure.
I think he actually had missed one of those spins, so those 2 were required to finish. And then 4 jumps for phase 3.
Or ground stomps, whichever you prefer. And then it'll be the
Ralen
darkness
bonky.
technique, as it's known. Keep the torches lit, especially with Silverless, because you may not have enough magic.
Yep, wisely getting out that lantern so he makes sure to not miss the torch glitch.
Ganon might block him, though.
Did you find the ice area or the silver heroes in Ice Palace? No, I did not. Then he just had to do 12 spins. For Ganon itself, it requires you to get a spin in and have the spin going while Ganon is teleport.
Yes. To note that slashes will work against Ganon, but the window to hit him is very tight. You'll notice he raises his arms up just before he teleports sometimes. That's the window.
Yeah, the swipe has a much shorter window of when it actually hits something versus the spin. A spin counts for around Link for the entire time that the spin is going on.
And in case of tempered, it also does double damage. But there you go, folks. Get your GGs in the chat for AmazingAmpharos, who will be advancing here in group... I forgot. Group J! And across the finish line in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 16 seconds. GG's to the AmazingAmpharos, and GG's to Ralen Tankir as well, who will be unfortunately eliminated from the tournament, but definitely put on a strong showing here. Could have gone either way at the end. It's just dependent on their last item. That's it.
Yep, it all came down to those two items they both found early. Looks like we do have AmazingAmpharos joining us for an interview. Let's move him up and say hi. Hello, Ampharos. Congratulations on making it through to the bracket stage.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be there.
Yeah, so it's definitely an interesting seed from our perspective, because we both had the early information for both Fire Rod and Kana Samaria, but neither of you did. Had both of those, I should say.
Yeah, I don't know that it was really bad not to have Fire Rod earlier, given where Quake and Ice Rod were.
Yeah, that is true. So would have same with actually the Cane, honestly, because that would have probably sent both of you into Turtle Rock before you needed to.
One thing the Fire Rod made interesting was the fact there was a bow and ice palace, but ended up being on the right side. So out of your way.
Yeah, we both wondering where that bow was, since you both found the mirror in pod bow lock. And then it turns out, like, oh, it's an ice palace all along. And then you found it on Vitreous, like, oh, it was in both places all along.
Yeah,
and both bows were in logic when you both found them as well, which is amazing.
Yeah, I was tracing that logic, and it was actually a pretty complex, interesting situation with that bow, because, you know, you needed to combine the mitts from Mushroom Turnin' and the boots from East Death Mountain to get the book and logic, to get the flute, to get to Vitreous, to get your bow, to get the mirror.
Yep.
Which led to Quake and Ice Rod. And I'm like, you know, this is quite a sequence the seed wanted you to do. Good thing I sequence broke pod.
Yeah.
And then the Fire Rod just throws all that sequence out the window by just saying, dig up the shelf, get the shelf on Eastern, dig out the Fire Rod, go to Ice, and then there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, mitts glid to ice, basically, at that point.
You know, the humor part of me really wanted those silver arrows to be on the pedestal while I was fluting away from it.
That was
Unfortunately,
pretty
we
funny.
did see a pet check. I believe it said 3 bombs.
Things that go triple boom.
Yeah, because I had all 3 pendants. If Fire Rod wasn't behind Shovel, I was blind pulling Ped, and I was fixing my Orphaned Ether monolith, and then I knew it was in Turtle Rock. That's all I had left.
Yep, that's what kind of where we were at too until it showed up, because we knew if it didn't show up on Argus, it was pretty much guaranteed to be in. Then of course you killed Argus and it showed up. It's like, oh, never mind, there it is.
You also were the first one to actually have Darkhold access as well. Ralen finding the lamp and then the hammer there. I can't wait to hear his reaction to that.
Oh yeah, Ralen basically avoided the castle for as long as he could, which led to him not finding the hammer or the lamp until last thing.
And ultimately the Kana Samaria, which is really where the main difference came in. If he found that anytime sooner, he probably would have beat you. We'll get our GG in the chat now for Ralen Tankir, folks, who has now crossed the finish line with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 51 seconds. Again, he is eliminated from the tournament, but has put on a great race for us tonight as well.
It looks like we got him in here for an interview as well, so let's have him join us. Hello, Ralen. Good job on completing that. It was definitely an interesting one, especially from our perspective, but How are you feeling about? I mean, well, I'm not gonna ask how you're feeling. That's a bad idea to ask you. How are you doing today, sir?
First, GG and congratulations to my opponent. Yeah,
So
were two pretty close races, and
Yeah, they were both with about 3-minute difference.
indeed. I want to immediately ask you though, what was your thoughts going through your head when you found the lamp and then the hammer in that sequence?
so I already had the fire rod dig up, and I knew the shovel was lamp locked, so I thought, well, should be a lamp coming up pretty soon, so I'll just do Agar, right? And I really didn't account for that hammer just showing up there randomly. So that threw me off a bit, and I was so focused on wanting to do escape into Agar that that hammer really really threw me off. But
Yeah, it was definitely interesting because that's kind of what we were figuring. He's like, well, he's probably just doing pretty much everything he can, and then just doing the escape with that. So yeah, showing up with that lamp and the hammer at the same time was definitely interesting in that ras.
Yeah, I was thinking that you were seeing the lamp. Oh, this is an agassiz. 5 seconds later, oh, here's the hammer. It's not an agassiz.
I mean, that was kind of, although I suspected an Agassiz from the moment I found the Master Sword early on.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were figuring.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
I
scene was-
suspected Agassiz even earlier. I suspected Agassiz when I found the lamp, which was my second check. I'm like, I'm 2/3 of the way there already. I feel like Agassiz are more common in Sword Assured, so this is probably going to happen, but then it did.
Also, how are you feeling about your first 3 checks being the hook shot into the lamp into the?
I mean, that was pretty great. I wasn't really thrown by those one way or another because, those are 3 absolutely free checks. I don't think anyone would have too much trouble finding any of those things.
It's just fun starting your seed off with those items sometimes.
I mean, I kind of like to just let Uncle die in that passage. So
Me
yeah.
too. I hear you completely.
Yeah, I usually route front of escape later, but Sword Assured, I was like, there's a lot of upside to just going straight to Zelda's cell if I already have a sword. Because, I could find a variety of things that would help in CAC. Like, I find a flute or a bottle or something, and I didn't find those things, but I found other good things, so it was all good.
You found the most important thing. Sankart.
And also the Cane of Samaria, which, unfortunately, that was the bane of your existence. AA, meanwhile, did not find that fire rod for a good long while either, so it ended up being very interesting that your 2 items were the earliest things you found.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. Both of your guys' respective go mode items were found by the other runner 10 minutes into the roughly 10 to 15 minutes.
That's random.
Yep, that's rando.
You, however, actually had the silver arrows available to you because of how you went. And it was interesting enough that the way that AmazingAmpharos found the bow, and you found the bow, they were both in logic, and you both found the older bow first. So he
both
found the
of you
one in
found
Atreus
them.
first, and you found the one in Ice Pals first.
They're both within a minute of each other too, really. Like, you guys were both clearing Ice and Mire about the same time. It was very interesting indeed. Okay. Do you guys have any other thoughts about the match, about the game? Unfortunately, this will be the last time we'll be seeing you in this tournament, Ralen, but you will hopefully see you on, because you do comms and stuff as well.
Yeah, and I mean, it's no kind of funny situation for me because I both dropped out of Group J and advanced from Group J, as I am still juggling the German tournament as well, and I managed to get brackets there. So
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Was funny playing in 2 Group J's, and I got one of each out of it. So yeah.
Very nice. Well, at least he's still going on in another tournament, so that's good.
Yes, and you are advancing as well, AmazingAmpharos, in this tournament. Gotta feel good about that.
Yeah, advancing always feels a lot better than not advancing. It's a bottom half seed, but it should be one of the better bottom half seeds. 5 and 2 is the best you can do if you lose a set.
Yeah, and you both did an excellent job racing. Again, this could have gone either way. I was actually hoping we would see a game 3 between you two just to spice things up, but not necessary in this case.
I tried my best. Didn't have the necessary luck. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't go your way, and that's rando.
Yeah, but you finished strong, and as far as I'm concerned, that's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
making this tournament in and of itself is an accomplishment, honestly.
So,
And
folks, while we have you here, still with your attention, I'd like to direct you to the schedule here. Going on right now, it's about an hour in. We have Fear Agent versus Salty Fry over on Speed Gaming 2. And then later on Speed Gaming 2, we will have Zero Rush versus Andy. That's going to be a great match. And then later tonight here on Speed Gaming, we will have A0 187 versus Koi. That will be at 6:50.
The Zero Rush Andy match will actually be the first match of the top half finals for that match, or for that group. So that should be definitely really hype. Both of those are really good runners.
And it looks like there will be a doubleheader as well. I almost missed that.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, make sure to follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming Shoot the 60. Don't miss any race action, not just Link to the Past Randomizer. And speaking of Link to the Past Randomizer, that is also a place where we do our restreams and the Link to the Past Randomizer Season 5. In fact, we actually have a schedule on a match on the Link to the Past Randomizer stream later tonight. It is Solsky versus Roach788 at 8:20.
Oh, hey, that's the 2 people that beat me. I'll be
More importantly,
watching
though,
that
folks,
probably.
make sure to also follow our runners. They put on an excellent race for us tonight, an excellent series. Their group is done, and now it is Joe. I believe it. I have to double check this challenge again. It is Doomtap and AmazingAmpharos moving on out of Group J. Great series between everyone involved here. And of course, make sure to also follow my co-commentator Freddy here and our tracker Iceman F1 as well. But I think that wraps things up here. So from all of us here at the Link to the Past Randomizer, I have been Wolfling0370, and we shall see you all next time. And thank you for watching. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Bye.